Hey everybody, Mark Kwan here, back with the perfect portfolio, and I'm so excited. We're just finalizing the writing of my fourth book right now, and I'll be running back doing some editing. But I was just chatting with one of our students, Dakota, and we're just I was tagged. We finally got to connect again. He was giving me some cool updates, and he was excited about all the goals he was accomplishing. So I just asked him if we could do an interview, and he's like, "Yeah, let's do it right now." So here we are. So Dakota, welcome back to our perfect portfolio channel, YouTube. And maybe just tell us a little bit about yourself because we have every type of background. Just tell us a little about yourself, and that'd be great.
Great. Well, yeah, Dakota Shannon here. I'm a real estate agent in Dayton, Ohio, and brought up as a single parent with my mother, and she raised two boys. So we were kind of on the poor side of life, had to grind away.
Nice. That sounds like me, man. Me and my brother had no money, so that's cool, man. So I can definitely relate to that. And no, obviously you grew up around, would you say no financial education, or was there any lessons your mom was telling you about money, or did you just was it not discussed?
Not really discussed. She was too busy trying to work, being an iron worker and stuff,
Your mom
and
was an iron worker?
yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy. Okay.
So no, it wasn't until I got into real estate where I started to learn a little bit more about the more you invest in yourself, the more you're able to yeah, provide.
Cool, cool. So you've been obviously did you read books on stuff and they've said invest in yourself, or how did you come across that idea?
Well, came across it was like I guess one of the first books was Rich Dad Poor Dad, reading about
Yeah.
that and all that. So
Yeah, for sure. For me, it was I read Rich Dad Poor Dad in my car when I was a private investigator. So I can relate to that one. So
yeah, yeah, one of
now
the funnest things too was just, then after that, I was just like, wow, I learned so much, and now I could, the more I read, if I want to learn something, I'll just find a person who's a professional in that, and then I'll just kind of Google or with you, I ended up doing an Amazon search. So I was just like, who's a professional in this? So I did a little search on Amazon, and you were one of the top rated books. So then I started to read all three of your books, and then yeah, it was history after that.
awesome. Yeah, I may be a high school and college dropout, but I'm also a best-selling author. That's pretty cool. So that says something for persistence and improving yourself, right? So what were you doing before the course? You're reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, getting into real estate. Anything else you were doing? Were you attending courses or seminars or anything like that to raise your financial IQ?
Just reading another guy, different books about, future retirements and stuff. So one was, getting a Roth IRA, being able to get and invest in that, and just I was just wanted to see if there's better alternatives or other things to. Last year I ended up having or 2 years ago got married. Last year had a child, and then next
Okay.
year I'll be having another child. So I just wanted to make sure I got the best systems in place to kind of plug and play and not look 10 years down the road. It's like, well, if I would have done this, I would have been,
Yeah.
multimillionaire or something. So just wanted to take a few months to kind of research this, and that's how we connected. And it's just, yeah, it's been amazing.
Cool, cool. Yeah, and were you on the? I mean, at that time we were kind of like, I mean, we had pretty systematized in the perfect portfolio. You came into the course. Did you jump right in? Were you testing the waters? How did you kind of roll into the course? We're I guess we are doing the live course back then, right?
Yeah, it was a live course. So it was actually about a year ago. It was October. So was when we first connected and stuff. And then you kind of mentioned the perfect portfolio, I think a couple months later. I can't
Okay.
really recall it. So ended up pulling the trigger and doing those Wednesday evening live courses, and started to apply some of your methods, and took some things I thought was a risk. But now looking back after going on 9 months, it's a lot better return than what I was doing just 9 months ago. So,
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, you have some pretty cool returns to your stuff. So, but what specific strategies in the course that you came across do you feel have the greatest financial impact on your family's future? Anything specific come to mind?
um, yeah, just not thinking the more of the buy, borrow, die strategy.
Yep.
Not able to bring that up here.
Yeah, totally, 100%. Buying and borrowing. I mean, you kind of teach it that. And when I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, they sort of hint to it. I mean, you get in real estate, they probably talk about it or whatever. But that's the biggest. what strategy you feel is going to make biggest impact for you?
Yeah, it's just like, if I don't want to put money or, I work so hard for a certain amount of money and then go and buying something. I rather, go buy an asset that produces income. And you could start pretty small with some of these things that you teach, the smallest little asset. Sure, it produces just a little bit, but just you just keep on feeding it and feeding it. And it's just like, wow, now instead of just doing the working and then buying whichever you want and then having to work again and buy whatever, why not
Yep.
just get these little assets and being able to have that produce you income to, start living having financial freedom.
Awesome. So is it buying assets that produce income and then borrowing to buy more assets that create more income? Is that what could you summarize it? Is that would be accurate?
Correct. Too. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So that works as yes, yes.
Awesome. Okay. Any personal stories you've had in the course that had the greatest financial outlook on your legacy or family? Anything?
Well, my mom's getting ready to retire next year, so I was a little bit worried about her financial situation and stuff. So she allowed me to kind of dig into her finances and stuff, and then we ended up applying just a couple months ago. The stuff that you taught me, and she is just overwhelmed. She's already making a little more than what she was making all last year with one of her things. So she's just like, "Can I retire now?" But she wants to wait because she gets an extra bonus by waiting. But it was just like now she's more excited about it, and then it's also I was telling her I was kind of being greedy. I was like, "Mom, I'm not only helping you for your retirement, but I'm also helping with my inheritance too." So so we're not doing it for you, we're doing it for
All
me
right.
too.
Hey, give her lots more income, like too much income that she can't even spend it, right? And then
Yeah.
there we go, some left will be left over for you. That's cool, man, because that's great to hear. There's getting a little bit helps a lot, right, from your folks, but there was never anything passed down in my family, so I had to start from scratch. So, finally, how do you see your life changing in the next 12 to 24 months because of what you learned in the course?
It's next 12 to 24 months, I could just see myself hoping hopefully to invest in my kids and being able to go on little vacations more often and stuff. So and not worrying about the paycheck to paycheck kind of situation. So just being able to be financially more free.
Awesome, awesome. Now that you have this new knowledge on finances and buying and borrowing, just like the super wealthy do, is there anybody specific you want to help? Obviously, the kids and stuff. Is any churches, charities, anything,
Oh,
any
yes.
people want to help?
Yeah, I do the Southbrook church over here, so we ended up contributing to them, and that is actually one other thing too. What else have we contributed to? We have a single mothers. I forget the company or the donation, but ends up wanted to hopefully eventually start helping them as well and stuff.
Cool. Gonna teach them the perfect portfolio strategies. Build income now.
All right, or ended up using your strategies and just have that pay it, just let it set and go and just wanted to be kind of like Jim Rohn, I think he says you should be able to give back 10% of what you make. So being
Very
able to
much.
give 10% back. So
Good. That's in the new book too. I say it in every book. So, anyways, it's be pay less taxes and be more charitable. So, anyways, now reflecting on your experience on the course. Let's say somebody was on the fence. They'd watched the YouTube channel and they said, "I don't know if course is good for me." What would you tell that person?
just to jump right in on the fence. I guess I was kind of on the fence, but you just got to dive in and I mean you are here for a reason. You've probably done some research, or at least I did, and just like you need to think about more than yourself and yeah. And I think this is kind of for everybody too. So even somebody that's just has an extra $50 a month. I think if you have at least $50 a month, this is somebody that should probably join the program because that $50 that will help it'll grow, compound effect and all that. So I'm just thinking somebody that has a certain amount of yeah money to get it going.
Cool, cool, awesome. Okay, cool. Okay, good. Well, anyways, guys, so just keep in mind we have the next Perfect Portfolio live course, and that is coming up on January 15th. So people can attend the overview for the course. they can attend the orientation class and they can attend the first class at no charge. So, if you're watching this video and you're on the fence and you want to come check it out, mark down the date, January 15th, 6 o'clock. PST, that's 9 o'clock on the East Coast here, and come check out the perfect portfolio, guys. Thanks for talking with us today, Dakota, and I look forward to you calling me one day and saying, Mark, I'm financially free and I don't need to work, but you actually work on only on the things that you enjoy.
Thank you, Mark.